Clear. I'm clear at 17.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Have a good one. Still zeroed. It's good. Howdy folks. Welcome to another episode of the Rifle Chair channel. Today I'm out doing road recce. What is road recce? Well, first of all, I'm trying not to fall flat on my face. But this here is an old road. There's a forest. There's the old road. And this was built way back in the day when this forest was originally logged. And I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, so let's keep moving. And it is a little bit tricky making this video right now. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Probably the last thing we need to do is see me fall flat on my face. Anyhow, so I'm out doing road recce, and why would I be doing that? Well, here's the deal, is that Rifle Chair Ranch is a remote wilderness location, and in order to kind of improve the safety aspect of it, is that I need to, oh great, whenever you come out here, it's almost guaranteed you're going to hurt yourself, one way or another. Is that I need to get myself an egress route in case the main access blows out. And what I mean by that is, for the last 2 years, we have consistently been impacted by flooding. You can go to bed one night, spend the night at the cabin, wake up the next morning, and you won't be able to get out because the waters have risen so fast. The main access route is down low. It's a low elevation site, and the neighboring creek has a tendency to blow out and wash out the road. And that's no good. And so, there's evidence from past logging, some choker cables. Yeah, there's old trails all the way through here. So I'm just looking at one of these old skidder trails here to see whether or not it might be something that I can reactivate. Now, most of it is on private land, which is my land, but a good portion of it isn't. It's on Crown land. And so I'm out here today with the mini iPad. I got GPS some of these trails. I'm basically just doing recce, area reconnaissance, because I want to know. I want to have the situational awareness of where these different routes go and what kind of condition they're in. And the app that I'm using for this is Avenza Maps. Now, that is probably familiar to a whole bunch of you out there. It's a great little app. It's not 100% accurate. You got this little georeference PDF map that you can use, and but the GPS isn't terribly accurate. I mean, you could be 50 to 100 meters out, so you can sit there and watch your blue dot that'll move around the map. And definitely seeing bear activity today because of all this red huckleberry. They're in here. So anyway, I'll make this video on the way in, and I'll GPS on the way out. Let's get back on the trail. So because some of this is on Crown land, I'm in British Columbia, Canada. Because some of this old skid trail is on Crown land, is that in order for me to actually come in here with a chainsaw and open it up, really what I'm looking for is light pickup and or ATV access, side-by-side access kind of thing. So stuff like this blow-down pine here, I'll have to chop that stuff out and clean up this old skid trail. Now the problem here is though, is because this is on Crown land, is that by improving this road, pruning it up, cleaning it up, it essentially represents a form of occupancy. Now I made a video on the Land Act many years ago, and I have never received so much hate on one of my videos. Just the comments in there is like, whoa, touched the nerve with that one. And the general consensus from people is that it's Crown land, I can do whatever I want on it. Screw the government and their rules. And hey, okay, so all I'm doing is in that video is I'm just letting you know what the rules are. And, you know, if you choose to break them, well, then you may find yourself in a situation where you get caught. So, you know, it's your decision. But ultimately, it's a law. It's a provincial law, and it's against the law. The Land Act is one of the oldest pieces of legislation in the province. Anyhow, back to the point. If I come in here and if I get a machine in here and start improving this road, taking down trees, well, okay, they're crown trees, and so one, I'm in contravention of the Forest Act. Two, because I'm actually improving the road. It's defined as another form of occupancy, and so that is a Land Act issue. So if I modify or improve this road, it's considered a form of occupancy, and so you need a license of occupation. Simple. I don't know. This is pretty manky. This is pretty manky. You know, it's not too hard to do for an ATV, but for pickup access, this is pretty manky. Well, let's keep going. So anyway, that's what I'm looking at. And but before that, if I decide to actually make use of this particular route, I'll GPS it on the way out. But if I do, then I will be having a conversation with the local First Nations people, with their government, and letting them know what my intentions are, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, and you know, see if they have any specific recommendations or concerns, and then trying to build that into my plan, into my application to obtain a license of occupation for a road. And when and if I actually do get that license of occupation, I'll need an occupant license to cut, to remove some of these trees along the right-of-way. Because, you know, there may be dangerous trees here, or trees I just simply physically have to cut because they're in the way. And that's the way it goes. But to actually go in and talk to the local First Nation first, and I'll build that into my plan that I've information shared with them. It's just a respectful way of doing business, and in many ways it'll reduce the time government needs to, well, potentially reduce it to process an application. It may take up to a year to get a license issued. And so, sorry, I just lost my mic. These weren't made for playing in the bush. Okay. Anyhow, so you can see on my shoulder here, I've got a Tikka. This is the Tikka Arctic. You can see I got detritus and debris already on the rifle. I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, so I'm going to keep moving here. But anyway, I really consider this to be the ultimate general purpose rifle. This one is chambered in .308. Having this in .358 Winchester would be amazing for around here in the bush. I'm running 180 grain power shocks today, Federal power shocks, and because if you got a predatorial bear or a defensive aggressive bear, then you want a nice big heavy projectile to help you stop it. But having Dogness over here out in front of me should alert me to any issues well in advance to allow me to get myself ready, not only with the rifle, but if for whatever reason I go one way, the rifle goes another, then I've got bear mace too. I'm going to check the GPS and confirm my location. I don't want to spend too much time out here. We are losing light, and so I should be almost near the end. I'll stop this here now and continue the video later. Yeah, so we are pretty close to the end of the road here. So that's good. Now there should be non-classified drainage according to the map. It's a terrain depression, and in that terrain depression the road crosses what might constitute a non-classified drainage. What I mean by that is it doesn't qualify as a stream, but because an S6 creek, which is a non-fish bearing creek, generally has a channel less than 3 meters, frequently has eddies and so on that have exposed mineral soil. Now this is an area that gets lots of wildlife activity. Well, not lots. It just looks like it. Now, do I go down there? Now let's keep going straight. This is a junction. That's all this is. An old road junction. I'll have to GPS this on the way out. Usually, you're on the road because of the alder. Yeah. Okay, let's keep on going this way. This is probably an old landing skid trail. Yeah, pine is getting bigger. We're getting a little bit more, a little bit wetter over here. So anyway, the general purpose rifle, really when it comes to a general purpose rifle, the Tikka Arctic, it really is, it doesn't get any better than that. You got the nice open sights, you got it in a .308 caliber, which is perfect. It's optics capable. It's got, you can engage targets with accuracy out to at least 500 meters, maybe even more. Whereas, let's say, for example, a 45-70 may be a more appropriate round for stopping a dangerous animal at ultimately a close range. The .308 is no slouch either. It's got great penetration if you've got the correct kind of bullet construction. It'll do it. And the Tikka is sufficiently fast where I can engage targets uber fast if I need to. And in low light conditions, the 200 meter aperture on the rear dial here of the Tikka Arctic is sufficiently open where it's almost a battle sight. It's the 200 meter sight setting. So it's great. It's also the stainless steel, laminated stock. Sure, it's a little bit heavy, but comfortable shooting rifle. Comfortable shooting rifle. It's great. Highly recommend it. Now, being somewhat familiar with the human factors requirements, okay, here's the main road. You can see the main road. You can see the brush line coming in down there. You know what? This might be the best choice. This route. There was no NCD though. Huh. Bears have been eating the berries on this Devil's Club. Devil's Club, Oplopenix horridus. Oplopenix horridus. Trust me, you don't want to grab one of those things. Okay. Anyhow, guys, I'm sorry I haven't been making too many videos lately. You know, between all these different projects that I'm involved in, including building a house and trying to maintain the homestead and working a normal job. Kids are at home. Back and forth. You know the way it is. It's tricky. Okay, so I'm going to call this a video and wish you all a good day. I'll talk to you another time. And as always, Maple Leaf up. I'm sure the jungles of Vietnam were bad, but